Hello everyone, today we're gonna take a look at Marvel Legends Knull and Venom 2-pack from King in Black storyline. So this Venom could be my favorite Venom of all time, in action figure form. I like this body mold very much, it's from the movie Venom body mold, and plus we got this really cool wings, which I'm a really big fan of. So for me this is really the perfect Venom. Even I like this more than the classic Venom, you can say. For this video, we're gonna take a look at both of the figures, and I will do some head swaps with the Venom from the movie Venom hats and the classic McFarlane hats. But on the next video, I will make a video only about Venom action figures. So, which is the best Venom action figure? You can decide. For me, this might be really the first guy. So first, we're gonna take a closer look at the Venom. This is really hard to have this guy completely on the screen because the wings are really big, which is great. So Hasbro did a great job with the wings. So they are really detailed, nicely painted, not so cheap, and also they're not so heavy so the figure can stand on its own. It's just two parts connecting here, which also articulates, and you can also articulate here, looking some flight poses. It's gonna be hard to also have it on the screen. I mean, this is really incredible. So it's worth the price because they added this, really. I'm glad they didn't cheap on it and make it small. They really did it just like in the comics, I think. I mean, the only thing that they could have done better for the comics... Oh, my light is off. That it looks more like in the comics is that the wings can go forward. So you can make some poses like the wings are going forward and he's sitting somewhere looking from up to the city or something. But I mean, I'm happy enough with this. So my light is on, but it's not so bad looking. So I think I will continue with this video. I think it looks maybe cooler actually in the dark lightning. I will get a new light soon. So this is exactly the same figure as the Venom we got before. So head is gone here because I wanted to do head swap. So let's put the head. So it's basically the same head, but the movie version, you can say, because it has the tongue out. And yeah, both really cool figures. But as you can see, just the chest logo makes this figure 1,000 times better. I'm really not a fan of this wings and stuff for the movie design and the smaller eyes. I don't like that. The head shape itself just weird. And as you can see, the tongue is classic and crazy looking here. So it's exactly the same body mold, just a new hat, nothing different. So they didn't change the feet. I forgot how the feet look like in the comics, King in Black comics. But I think in the modern look, the feet looks more like this. And on the classic, more like this. So this is the Marvel Select figure. Let me zoom in. It's just like regular shoes. It's hard to zoom in this. Alright, just zoom out. Yeah, it's like he's wearing shoes, you know? And this is like bare feet. But, I mean, if you like classic, of course, this is gonna be the look you want. But I think I like this because it fits with this crazy wings look. I think it doesn't bother me that much, but if you want to remove the wings and want to have a classic Venom, then it's gonna bother you. So one problem that I want to mention is the paint. So if we go into details, as you can see, here is some missing paint. And the logo itself, I mean, in the middle you can see it is not so thick. So you can see the black coming through, which is not nice. And here also the lines are not matching. On the other side it's better, but still. This is bothering me. And on the back, you have to remove the wings, of course. Yeah, let's just remove them. And then you're gonna see in the middle again, the paint is not so thick. But on the legs, I mean the spider legs here, or dragon legs, it is cleaner than the front, which is surprising. And you end up with these two holes, but at least they painted through the holes, so I appreciate that. So when you're looking from far away, it's not that bad. I mean, it is bad, but at least they painted the logo. But I would have been happy, of course, if they gave us some plugs. So 2 plugs to fill these holes, just 2 plastic pieces. I think it would have been an easy job to do that. And the problem I'm having is that he can't look that much high. So when you want to make flight poses, you have to bend the torso a bit. But yeah, this ball joint is just sucks that we don't get the disc hinge. But yeah, this figure can be still my favorite figure of the year. When the movie figure came, I was already thinking that's gonna be great to have the classic Venom figure. This is not really a classic one, but still, it is good enough for me. So we got interchangeable hands. So this fist, also terrible paint. As you can see, the black is visible. So very thin white paint, you can say. And especially on the second hand, it is terrible. So I was excited about this head because it is a different look. So it's like 90s Venom kind of look, but as you can see, the white parts here is like a line coming through. I don't know how they messed up that, but yeah, that is terrible. I will try to clean that with some acetone. I try to scratch it off, but it doesn't go off. And the lenses are not painted well. As you can see, it's not inside of the sculpt, it's outside. So yeah, the teeth are okay. It's not so bad. But yeah, I'm not happy with the paint, as you can say. Sculpt work is great. It's the Venom movie body mold, and same thing they did with the 2 hats. They continue this texture, which is great. And it shines. I don't know if the other figures shine this much, but it really looks like symbiote. This is a bit less black, less shiny, you can say. So I'm glad they did this. It shines. It looks like symbiote. That's really good. Really, when you make pictures with photography, this figure is gonna be great. So let's put this guy aside, or we check the heads first. Yeah, let's check the head first. Let's finish this guy and then we'll take a look at the Knull. So let's look with the regular Venom head, which came years ago. Not so bad. So this guy doesn't have the texture. This head is without the texture, so that's gonna look weird, but I like the green paint and this classic look. I think this is cool. I don't think I'm gonna have him display like this because I'm gonna have him with the wings. But if I had a second Venom, I might have displayed it with that hat. So also with the same Venom figure, we got the second McFarlane kind of hat. Oh, I already had here some blue tack because I had this on the Toy Biz body. So I can't show this exactly, but like this maybe. Yeah, you can see. That looks good. That looks really good. It's like the Marvel Select Venom, but with better articulation, updated body, you can say. That's sick. Yes. I wish I could have this guy 3 times or 4 times, but what am I gonna do with all these Knull figures? So now we can look at the movie hat. So that looks not so bad. It's a bit strange looking, but actually I like this look. First I thought his head is weird with the small eyes in the hat, but actually it's not so bad. Interesting. And the other hat, where did I put that? Yeah, put it back on the figure. So with the tongue out. That's also cool actually. So you got like many options if you have all the other Venom figures, but I think I will still go with this hat and the wings on, since I just have one figure. That's gonna be my favorite look. So let's put Venom aside and take a look at the Knull figure. Alright, so another great figure, completely new sculpt. There is nothing reused, which makes this set more worth. It is expensive, but I'm glad they didn't use any parts from different figures. So we got really nicely sculpted face. It looks really scary with the teeth showing and the eyes and all the crinkles and the hair going to one side. It's great. I think it's they did a really good job with this figure. So the logo is sculpted on, which is not on the Venom figure, but this is like an armor piece and looking really great. And he got this skirt piece. I wish this had a bit more difference in the texture or in the paint to make it more like this is cloth and this is like armor, you know, because it looks like just like the same color. And you got some battle damage, you can say, so there is some sculpt work, which is great. And we got this sculpt work here on the arm, so it's full of sculpt, you can say, even in the legs, like it's kind of like muscles here, and then on the legs, boots is like more armor. The hands on the back, much sculpt again. Not a lot of paint, but a lot of sculpt. So if you could put some silver brush lines, maybe something a little bit, it could look really cool, like a battle damage. And we got this really cool sword with a symbiotic kind of looking, and it is also very soft. So it might be bent, come out from package. You gotta heat it up, but I'm glad it is soft actually, so you don't break this little things. And it looks shiny. It's like symbiote. I like it. I think it is really nice. The paint is nice on the sword, but not on the chest. I'm not sure if it's visible on the camera, but as you can see, it is translucent, kind of like it is not just like perfect. Of course, it is not perfect, but it is like half perfect. You can say 50% of the paint you can say is missing. So if there was more paint, it would have been perfect. I mean, they didn't like fuck it up too much. It didn't go through the sculpt, but a little bit, just a little bit. But it would have been acceptable if the paint was thicker. So it was actually it's the same problem as the Venom figure. The paint is not so thick. Other than that, there is not a lot of paint going on. I don't know. I guess there is some paint on the face, some white shadow, lightening. Shadowing is on the hair, of course. I don't know if there's a black wash on the hair or not. I guess not. It's just the plastic that looks like that. It is a matte plastic, so at least they did that, which ended up looking great. So, and the articulation on this guy is great. It's pinless completely. You can bend the arms this much. The hand, the head can look down. Can't look that much up, but still not so bad. Arms can go high, so the shoulders doesn't bother that much. The leg can go forward very much, even though it has the skirt piece. Can bend the knee, so you can make really nice poses, like jumping and stuff. So that's great. So I don't have issues with that. I'm not gonna go every single thing. The up crunch can still work because this is a soft plastic and it goes under the skirt when you bend it. So that's great. That's smart. So this piece can look like this when you keep it in that pose for a while, but you can heat it up, of course. So, and you do the bend, it goes down. So that's great. And the only accessory we get is not just the sword. We get a alternate head, which is less angry, less sinister. So he has lips here. He doesn't have lips here. And let's check it out. So just a calm look. Yeah, this also looks good. I'm glad we got this accessory, which makes the money more worth. Yeah, that's also really nice, but I bet not so many people will use this hat. I mean, when you think about Knull, you think about this. This is great. So I'm gonna keep that hat on. And the size of the figure is also great. I think he's even taller than Venom. So let's check it out. Yeah, he's much taller. I mean, of course, also the hair makes it even bigger. But that's great that they did this big figure. I mean, this figure is a reuse completely, except the hat, but we got the new wings. So, and we got this package. Of course, the plastic-free package. And the problem is, I really liked 2 packs with the window packaging, especially. So, this is kind of disappointing to look at this and just see this figure's pictures here. I mean, I wasn't gonna collect this in a package, but I know people who does that, and it looks great on the wall, I think, and on the Windows packaging. So too bad, too bad. So that's it for today. Next video will be all of my Venom figures comparing with this guy, and so you can think if that's the best one or if you want something else. See you in the next one.